Yo, I just realized we never really put a tune to y'all ear for season 1, so season 2, we gonna start it like this.
Unpack, burning, but the story unfold. The Gold Giraffe audio notes with gold.
Yo, what's up, family? Welcome back to the Gold Giraffe audio notes. If you're locking in with me today, you are officially listening to the premiere of season 2. Yes, I'm incredibly grateful to have you here in this new space, this new season, and this new chapter. But before we get into today's note, I want to give you a quick, honest check-in on how I'm doing. If you've been following along, you know I've been in the thick of this 25-day creative arts fast. And y'all, it's been an intentional season of stripping away the noise, stepping back from the constant output, and focusing heavily on life administration and pre-production. And honestly, y'all, it's been challenging, I ain't even gonna lie. But deeply necessary, though. It forces you to look at the structures behind your creativity, not just the art itself. I'm hitting those milestones, though. And if you want to follow the raw day-to-day journey, I'm dropping my 5-day check-ins over on Substack. So definitely tap in over there to see how the spirit is moving through the quiet. Speaking of the quiet, and speaking of shifting perspective, something hit me recently that I really haven't been able to shake. There's a version of you that only shows up when you're part of something bigger. It doesn't appear when you're working in isolation, locked in your own ideas, or trapped in the echo chamber of your own mind. It comes alive when you're inside a system, a group, a movement, something that requires you but doesn't revolve around you. I've been feeling that heavy lately. Just being involved at church, playing a small role in something that's actually pretty big, and realizing how much that small role matters. Not in a spotlight way, or not even in a look at me way, more like if I don't show up, something shifts. Something subtle, but real. The gears grind a little harder. The room feels the absence. And what caught me off guard wasn't just the responsibility, it was the energy. There's the kind of fulfillment that comes from contributing, from being a part of something where the outcome isn't yours to possess, but you still feel deeply connected to the victory. And I think a lot of creators miss that entirely because we're conditioned to build things that are strictly ours, our ideas, our projects, our vision. We wear solo entrepreneur and independent creator like badges of honor. And look, it's powerful to have a vision. It's necessary to build your own sandbox until it isn't. Until it starts feeling like absolutely everything depends on you. When your art becomes a heavy lift that you can never put down, that's not freedom. That's a self-built cage. And there's data around this too, y'all. A massive percentage of creators report feeling deeply isolated, disconnected, and misunderstood. And it's not because they lack purpose. They have passion, they have the drive. It's because they're carrying the weight of an entire ecosystem on their own shoulders. Over time, that kind of hyper independence and turns into a quiet, slow burning burnout. And you don't even notice it until the creative flame is completely cold. Sacred collaboration isn't just picking the right people to work with on a project. It's allowing yourself to exist in a space where you're not the center of gravity, where your role matters immensely, but it ain't the whole universe. Where the win is shared, and because it's shared, it actually echoes louder. Think about a band. I'm talking about a good band, a band that's throwing down. That band when you go out and say, whoa, that's a good band. If the drummer tries to play the melody, the song gonna fall apart. If the guitarist tries to dominate the low end, I bet you that mix gonna get muddy. Nobody is trying to carry the whole sound by themselves. Instead, everyone's listening, adjusting, breathing, and building together in real time. One band, one sound. That's where the magic happens. The sound becomes greater than the sum of its parts. I've realized that there's a specific kind of joy that only exists in that collective space. For one, you contribute without trying to control. You do your part with excellence, and then you trust the hands next to you to do theirs. The pressure is distributed. When the load is heavy, it's divided by the group, meaning no single spine has to snap under the weight. And for real, the energy multiplies instead of draining. Alone, your battery only goes down. In a community, the collective frequency charges you back up. So for the ones who's been trying to do everything on their own, carrying the ideas, holding the vision, managing the marketing, the execution, the finances, the emotional fallout, trying to make it all work solo, I get it. Trust me, I know how intoxicating it is to say, I built this from nothing by myself. But there's a higher level available to you than that. Being a part of something bigger doesn't always take away from who you are. It doesn't erase your identity or dilute your talent. it expands it. There are rooms in your soul that will remain locked until someone else holds half the key. There are parts in your creative genius that only shows up in collaboration, a kind of momentum that's flat out impossible to generate alone. And honestly, it feels good just to put the weight down sometimes. Not everything you create has to have your name in the absolute center of the billboard. Some things are meant to be built with people, for people, in community. And some parts of you, they've been sitting in the dark waiting on you to finally step into the room with others. So yeah, I appreciate y'all rocking with me for the start of season 2. Don't forget to head over to the Substack to catch those 5-day fast updates. Let's talk about what happens when we try to stop trying to be everything to everyone all by ourselves. Until next time, protect your peace, share the weight, and stop trying to build a kingdom alone. It's the Gold Giraffe. Peace.